Hi, I'm Ellie, Carvadio. The truth, you might have heard this saying, the truth will set you free. Yes, this is true, but oftentimes not before it completely breaks you. And what we're all up against right now, globally, together, collectively, is this reckoning with the truth. What is the truth? And our capacity to be with the truth, because capacity is key here. Not everyone right now has capacity to be with the truth right now. The truth, in a lot of ways, in a lot of directions, is can be soul crushing for many of us. It can destroy the identity that we have for the way things have been working, or the way we thought things were working. It can really be devastating for us to see the truth, and yet the truth will set us free. And so, and one of the important things about truth is this: whether we accept the truth or not, it's still happening. It's still there. So, for example, one of the things that is happening right now very seriously in the US is ICE. And a lot of people don't want to look at it, for self-protection. It's too much. The truth about what's happening can be just devastating to people. And so it's important that we also have compassion for people, because this is a form of self-protection. Okay, when we are not ready to look at the truth because we know we're just gonna collapse under it, we self-preserve, we self-protect, and so we're not with the truth. And so it's important to respect other people's journey, to respect other people's capacity, and also to increase our capacity to be with the truth. And I'm going to talk about that. So one of the ways that we can increase our capacity to see the truth is to, what I'm always talking about, this relationship with self, this sacred alchemy of bringing awareness, conscious awareness, presence to ourself, being with the self fully without the story, and evoking love, this sacred alchemy, energy of love, to meet ourselves, to meet whatever we're feeling, thinking, witnessing, seeing out in the world. And the more that we practice this, the more that we can ground in, and we can withstand the storm. We can be with really crippling truth, and we don't collapse. And I think that is what we are being called to do right now as people, as humanity as a whole, is to really gain capacity, gain resilience, and to be able to see the truth. Because if we don't see the truth, if we're not willing to actually see what's happening, we can't fix it, we can't correct it, and we're not actually any safer. So in reality. So oftentimes, this, for example, a person can be in a relationship and they can know in their heart, they can know in their body, they can know, this person's cheating on me. But the mind doesn't want to be with that truth, because what the mind knows is that equals death in many ways. That equals death to my identity as a wife or a husband. That equals death to the family unit. If you have children, that equals death to the way I'm living right now. All of my housing and everything's tied up in this relationship. And so we can deny that truth. We can self-preserve, right? Because we're not ready for that collapse yet. But what's happening is we're just, prolonging our pain, and we are increasing our pain, and we're saving reality for later. And so we all get a choice. We all get to choose what we're ready for, what we're not ready for. But I really know that more and more people, we are waking up to the truth, the uncomfortable truths, the truths that we don't want to be real, but are very much real. And this, I believe, is what's really going to propel us in the future towards a new way of being entirely, is this collective recognition of truth, our willingness to be with the truth, and our willingness to go out of our box, our bubble. So it's no longer serving us to, if you're a Republican, just listen to what Republicans say. If you're a Democrat, listening to what the Democrats say, just following the news stations that you listen to. It's serving us well to expand explode the boxes that we've put ourselves in, that we've aligned to. Really, this willingness to listen to other people, listen to people we wouldn't normally listen to the perspectives of people who are going through the things that we're hearing about. This willingness to listen is really going to serve us. So when I had this big experience with truth a few years ago, I was in a relationship. I've only been in 2 relationships since my first spiritual awakening. I've had 3 now. So since 2020, I've had a 2-year relationship and a 3-month relationship. That's because I'm willing to see the truth, by the way. When I start dating someone, I'm with it. I'm here for it. I want to know what's true, what's real, and then I move from there, right? And so I don't get into these situations anymore that I used to. But I had been in a relationship, and I actually documented it on this channel. And I was in this relationship. I lived in this beautiful house. We were about to get legally married. We had already taken a vow of marriage. And, on paper, it was this beautiful life that I had always wanted. But inside was this nefarious, insidious, ever-growing truth that I wasn't wanting to look at. I'm a spiritual seeker. I had actually gone and gifted ayahuasca for 4 nights, working with ayahuasca. You want to see the truth? You want to feel the truth? Ayahuasca will show you. I'm not recommending that, by the way. That is definitely not for anyone. And side note, I do not recommend that you go to any of these churches around with ayahuasca. Definitely not. Go to Rhythmia in Costa Rica. It's super expensive. I know not everyone can afford it, especially right now, but I definitely don't recommend those churches. Okay, side note. And if you have any questions about that, ask me in the comments and I'll let you know. And so I remember it was just like this complete ego death, this soul crushing experience that I had to be with what was real, to be with the truth, because to be with the truth meant the end of that relationship, the end of me living in this big, beautiful home and having the perfect life, the perfect family life that I had wanted. It was a death to that. And it was soul crushing. But I know, and I knew that the truth was more important. I didn't want to live in a false reality. And so this ability for us to choose to want to see the truth, want to be with what is real, and our ability to increase our capacity to be able to handle the truth, to not fall apart under the devastating truths, some of the devastating truths that we are having to face right now together, globally, as humanity, all people, in so many different directions. Grounding, our ability to learn how to ground, to use our breath, to find these ways to calm our nervous systems down. Because when we start to have confidence in ourselves that we can feel difficult things, we can move through difficult situations, then we start to, our capacity for truth increases. So this ability to allow ourselves, so one of the things we can do is to just feel uncomfortable emotions as they arise, just like a few seconds longer before you distract yourself and put a YouTube video on, or, whatever you do to distract yourself. Just allow yourself to feel that just for a few more seconds, increase your capacity to feel difficult things. This is an embodiment practice. This is a powerful practice to be able to not only be with truth and be with what is and develop deep trust for yourself to get through difficult things, but also to release pain. We don't have to keep carrying all of the pain that we have and just getting triggered all over the place. So this serves us in many ways, this increasing our capacity to be with very uncomfortable sensations in the body, be with uncomfortable truths. And a lot of us are not even having the option. We're just being forced now to see uncomfortable truths. And so again, capacity, calming the nervous system, using the breath, learning to ground, using sound, bringing awareness, coming out of the mind, knowing that story that we're telling ourselves in the mind is feeding the pain, is feeding fear and worry. And we know that doesn't help us. It doesn't serve us. And so learning the practice of mindfulness, meditation, coming out of the mind. When we hear thoughts, by the way, because some people are like, well, the thoughts just keep going. Just don't interact with them. If you don't interact with them, they go away. Use your breath. You can't think about something while you're intensely focused on breathing in through your nose and slowly breathing out through your mouth. When you bring all of your attention into your body, into the breath, the mind quiets. The mind quiets, baby. So yeah, what is your relationship with truth right now, and how far are you willing to see the truth? At what cost are you willing to see the truth? And are we willing to recognize that when we deny the truth, that we're not actually any safer? we might be safer in that moment from collapsing, from falling apart, and we might need to work up to that, but we're not safer when we ignore the truth, the reality of what's happening around us, because it's still happening, it's still there. So I'm here with you. How are you doing? So excited to be here with you. If you like this video, I would love it if you would like it. I would love it if you would support me by subscribing. Definitely speak to me in the comments. Tell me what you want to talk about. Tell me what you're concerned about. Tell me what you're going through. I want to hear it. And I will definitely connect with you soon. Thank you.